When you look at the record amount that you're giving back to shareholders, how much is coming from the asset sales? Is that kind of like peak shareholder return, or is this something that you're worried they'll get used to?
As you said, today is a very good day for Rio Tinto. We just disclosed $13.5 billion of return to our shareholders, the highest in the 147 years history of the company. It's a combination of three items. One is the ordinary dividend, which is around 40% of this quantum, around 30% of a special dividend, mainly driven by divestment, and the rest is a buyback, which is still ongoing. We deliver this not only on the back of divestment, as you mentioned, but on the back of a very strong operational performance. Our return on capital employed last year was around 19%, which is leading in the industry. And we deliver this in an uncertain and volatile environment. And looking forward, to answer your question, is to say we believe we are well positioned in terms of balance sheet, we are well positioned in terms of portfolio, we are well positioned in terms of growth, and we'll continue to deliver on our promises.
But, Mr. Jacques, what will returns look like going forward without major asset sales?
Oh, I think, as I just said, we are well positioned. You know, when you look at the quality of the world-class portfolio that we have, if you think about the strength of our balance sheet, if you think about the productivity program that is going to give us another $1.5 billion of free cash flow per year by 2021, if you think about the 2% growth that we'll deliver every year going forward, we believe we'll be able to continue to deliver superior cash return to our shareholders in the short, medium, and long term. That's what the entire organization is focusing on at this point in time.
Mr. Jacques, you're one of the only miners, I think actually the only miner, to have really sold off all of your coal mines. Do you think it means that shareholders will look at you different? Is that a different selling point for Rio Tinto?
Absolutely. I mean, as far as Rio is concerned, we believe in terms of science around climate change, and we have acknowledged the point for a long time. We want to be part of the solution, and today, as you pointed out, we are the only large diversified mining company who doesn't have coal and/or oil and gas. It's a massive differentiation point. We will be part of the solution in terms of climate change. We are very well placed in terms of aluminium. We are very well placed in terms of copper. And we are very well placed in terms of potentially future commodities in relation to the battery technology. Yes, it's a big differentiation point.
Talk to me a little bit about your balance sheet. So it's extremely strong, but actually a lot of investors want to find out exactly how you'll grow. So what are your plans for growth, and at what point will you deploy some of that balance sheet for M&A?
Yes, so we have, three levers in terms of growth. The best one is about productivity. I've got $50 billion of invested capital in the company, and we believe we can run them even better. As I mentioned earlier, is $1.5 billion of additional free cash flow by 2021. So that's one lever in terms of growth, free cash flow per share, whatever metrics you use. The second one is we have a pipeline of growth options. We will continue to grow our iron ore business in the Pilbara. We will continue to grow our copper business. All in all, when I look at the next 5 years, we'll be able to deliver every year an incremental of 2% per annum, which is, in the context of GDP between 2.5 and 3%, is pretty significant. But the important piece in terms of additional growth is the quality of the growth. We invest in a business like the Pilbara, which has delivered more than 50% EBITDA on average for 20 years. So it's about the quality of the growth and not for the sake of it. Now, in terms of M&A, our position has not changed. We have a watching brief in terms of M&A. If there is a good opportunity down there, we will look at it. However, we are very patient. We've been around for 147 years. We know that it takes some time to pick the right target at the right point in time. I think we have a lot to offer in terms of growth to our shareholders.